guys, it's me Saran, back with another car video. So I don't like doing videos about Trump because I just feel like it's a fucking circus and it raises my blood pressure, and I kind of feel weird about the way that a lot of people talk about Trump and this administration, like as if it's a joke. Like, it's not a joke. But I did do that video on healthcare because I thought that was just like really, really sick, which John McCain ended up reversing his vote when they voted again a second time, and they like killed death care, dumpster fire care act for now. So we'll see if they keep trying to like slam some more legislature through, but that ended up getting killed for now. But I had to make this video about this like new thing that they're trying to do. The New York Times got their hands on this internal document from the White House that is basically talking about how they want to redirect civil rights efforts in education towards pretty much dismantling affirmative action and combating discrimination against whites. Number one, yes, all white people are motherfucking racist. White people voted this man in office. They voted in this administration. I don't want to hear it. I've been saying for years that white people really have a fucking problem. Like, I talked about Joy DeGruy in my healthcare video and a lot of her theories, and people love to act like, no, that's not fair, that's racist, you can't say that. But like, look at this administration, like look at what these people are doing. And this is exactly also what we talk about when we're talking about, like, you know, now they have the hashtag no Confederate. When we were talking about, you know, this is what they think about in terms of like, oh, what if there was like a third civil war and all this extra shit? Like, we don't need this shit as fiction because like, look at what is happening in real life. Like, this administration basically wants to like dismantle services that were put in place to help black people and roll us back to fucking Jim Crow era, or like roll us back to fucking slavery, roll us into another fucking civil war, which we're kind of already in. It's just like I was reading something the other day, and somebody was like, oh, you know, I'm convinced now that the whole point of this is to like bring about another fucking civil war. Amanda Seales, I've talked about Amanda Seales before. I follow her on Instagram. Her Instagram stories are so good. Everyone should follow her. She was like, you know, people don't realize that we are in another civil war right now. It's just like not being waged through like guns and battle, but it's being waged through like laws and legislature. But we like are in another civil war like right now at this moment, like fighting for black liberation and for like the freedom of like black bodies. Like, please motherfucking believe. So the New York Times got their hands on this document that's basically talking about how they want to like roll back these affirmative action policies and like redirect energies towards investigating discrimination against whites. Number one, like, white people are not fucking discriminated against. White people are not discriminated against. Like, we live in a racist, sexist, white supremacist society, as I always say, that, you know, that from birth conditions them as a collective to have privilege, white privilege, over the rest of us. It's been proven, it's true, it's a statistical fact. It's in health, wealth, education, jobs. It's literally everywhere. It's everywhere. It's the whole entire infrastructure of this country. Like, that is what this country really is. White privilege, manifest destiny, you know, taking land away from the indigenous people that were already here, Native Americans, waging genocide against them, and then using American chattel slavery to build this country, all on the notion of this idea of racism, white supremacy. Like, that's what this country is, period. So this idea of like white discrimination is just like, what the fuck? Like, no, that's not a thing. And I already have a video on affirmative action. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. If it's not popping up, I'll make sure to put a link in the description box. The number one recipients of affirmative action are white women, number one. So even this idea, and I talked about this in my other affirmative action video, even this idea of like when this whole like Abby with the bad grades, white bitch talking about some affirmative action kept her out of the school of her choice. No, bitch, you're an idiot. That's why you didn't get in, because affirmative action, the number one recipients of that shit are motherfucking white women. Because the idea is that as women, they are a marginalized group, which, okay, whatever. But like, I also have a video on false equivalences, and like so much of this is just like a straight up false equivalence. Like, it's a lie. Like, it literally, like, people say these things that rest on lies. Like, we need to dismantle affirmative action because it amounts to discrimination against white people. It's like, but that's not true, because the number one recipients of affirmative action are white women. Like, they're white. Oh, we need to dismantle affirmative action because why do we even need affirmative action? You know, it's unfair. It's giving people an unfair advantage. It's like, well, why do we need affirmative action? The whole reason why, you know, infrastructure programs like affirmative action were even created was to course correct things that were already in place that kept women out of colleges, that kept black people out of colleges. You know, people say, well, why do we have historically black colleges and universities? It's like, because niggas couldn't go to segregated schools. Like, just like in Hidden Figures, Janelle Monáe wants to become an engineer, but the only school that she can go to take the classes is a segregated school, so she like can't go there. She has to like petition the school to get in, right? So you have these programs that were literally created as a response to racist infrastructure, to sexist infrastructure that was already put in place. But it's like, nobody looks at the cause. I've talked about cause and effect. People don't look at the cause, they only look at the effect. So they look at affirmative action and they see effect. They look at an HBCU and they see effect, and they say, well, why do we need that? This is unfair. This is unfair to white people. No, the whole purpose of why it even got put in place was because y'all already had government infrastructure for you. Like, so they put some in place for us. It's like going outside when it's raining with an umbrella and then being like, I don't need this umbrella, I'm dry. So you throw the umbrella away. Like, are you fucking stupid? Are you like, it's fucking ridiculous. And again, false equivalencies, like, these things rest on these notions that are patently false, that are fucking lies, that are straight up lies. Like, oh, we need to investigate discrimination against white people because affirmative action discriminates against white people when the number one recipients of affirmative action are white. Like, that is the lie. That is an actual lie. Oh, fucking affirmative action and things like HBCUs discriminate against white people because why do they exist? Like, they exist because marginalized groups were not able to go to colleges and schools in the first place. Like, false equivalences and straight up lies. I don't need this umbrella. I don't need this umbrella to stay dry. That's literally, and we're seeing it again and again. Like, we're seeing it with the gutting of the Voting Rights Act. Oh, we don't need this anymore. The system is working. Like, no, the system is working because the Voting Rights Act is in place. You're not getting wet because you have a fucking umbrella. Hello. But again, this shit is very much intentional. These are not mistakes. These are not jokes. Which again is why I don't even really like making videos about this shit. I don't like looking at the way that the media covers this shit. I don't like the way that people talk about this shit, like as if it's a fucking joke. Like, but it's just like, these are not jokes. And it's very intentional, and it's very deliberate, and it's very much, again, already another civil war being waged against motherfucking black people in this country. It's just not a battle. Again, like Amanda Seale said, it's not like a physical battle with guns, but it's like a battle being waged with legality, with infrastructure, with the law, with politics, with you know, I mean, and there is like a physical war being waged as well, with state-sanctioned violence, with the school to prison pipeline, with mass incarceration. Like, we are in a war for the liberation of black bodies, a second civil war. Like, please motherfucking believe that it is going on right now, which is again why the whole concept of a show like Confederate is fucking absurd and ridiculous. And you can only sit around thinking about that type of shit if you're white. Like, cause I don't need to sit around and imagine what will happen if niggas never got free and we were going through another civil war, cause that shit is motherfucking happening right now. Like, I don't need to sit around and imagine that type of shit. Like, so it's just like, please be safe, take care of yourselves. please indulge in self-care. I said in my last Bees Bake video, if you saw it, somebody was like, oh, that I'm doing too many, like, whatever videos, like, oh, when are you gonna go back to doing like your videos like breaking down motherfucking society? Like, number one, I make the content that I want. Number two, like, doing other types of videos is also self-care. I'm sure it's self-care for me and other people. Like take care of yourselves, because self-care and having joy in the face of all this shit, I know it's extremely difficult, but that is also an act of revolution. If you haven't seen my video on Black Joy is Revolution, please check that out as well, because they want us fucking scared, upset, angry, anxious, putting all our energy into them and this nonsense. Just like my Do Your Work video, which is based around a speech that Toni Morrison gave at Portland University in 1975, where she talks about how one of the major, I'm so into like YouTube astrology YouTube right now that I want to say arcana, like one of the major arcanas of racism, one of the major facets and tenets of racism is that you have white people that tell you like you're stupid, or you don't have this, or you don't have that, so you like expend all this energy trying to like prove to them that you do have it, when that could be energy that you're putting towards like doing your work and your own creative pursuits and bigging up yourself. Like, so make sure you just like are taking care of yourselves out there and doing what you need to do, getting your work done, because just like I even said in my video that I made after the election, all this shit is a reaction. Again, cause and effect. This shit is a reaction to us making strides and white people not liking that shit. So they trying to roll back. So as long as we keep fucking doing our work and we keep making these strides, you can't unring a bell. It's no going back. So I just wanted to make a video about that. It's Wednesday. Hidden Figures video is still coming later, because we still going with motherfucking Hidden Figures. That's why I said in Bees Bake, like, I'm not going to stop doing Hidden Figures. I'm not going to stop doing my Black Friday videos. I'm not going to be doing around the clock motherfucking Trump coverage, the world is coming to an end coverage. Like, no, I'm going to keep up bigging up my Black owned businesses. I'm going to keep on bigging up my Black women with my Hidden Figure series. I'm still going to go to motherfucking Toronto and do these walking vlogs and have a good time. And we strapped in the roller coaster for the next 4 years, y'all. So we just got to make it to 2018, when it's these like big primaries, votes for the House and the Senate, and then motherfucking 2020. And if these white people re-elect Trump again, I swear to God. Bye, y'all.